happy to see. I think I'm dying here, man.
Through the haunted mansions and floors, the creek, they lead us to the places from which we dare not peek. A journey through fear and the realm of the night. In every word they speak, our hearts ignite with fright. Welcome to the horror show, the Deep Cut Podcast, where nightmares come alive, ready to take their blow. Tune in to the chilling delight on the airwaves of the night. Let the darkness grow. Let the darkness grow.
Aw, yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and...
Evil Dead Inks and, Sorry, just trying to get a good look at Beavis and Butthead.
That's right, it's another 2 weeks down, still trudging, still churning, working our way through your brainchild for this block of cinema. But yeah, you want to let the good folks out there in internet land and video land and all the lands know what's going on and where we're at now, even though they
It's our fourth entry in Pax to the Max. So we've seen Bill Paxton in brief cameos. We've seen him as a redeeming action hero. Then we see him go all out as a actor / director in his own movie. So we're like, well, what should we do this time around? I'm like, you know what? Bill Paxton is one of those guys that totally can be an action hero, a punker, and can also be such a complete shitty, sleazy bastard.
Sniveling fucking worm of a human being.
Yeah, much like Jeff Daniels, like within the same year of 1994 went from being Dumb and Dumber to being the brains in Speed.
Yeah, we talk about range.
Yeah. So this week we're still talking Bill Paxton, but in one of his also working with Arnold Schwarzenegger again, one of the forgotten movies that we always forget when we think of Arnold movies, and we think of even for Bill Paxton movies, True Lies.
Yeah, and this is a remake of a French movie, but I'm not going to pretend to know the name of it.
Le True de Liar.
Yeah, one of those. It's something to that effect. It's a remake, but I've never seen it. Don't know anything about it.
Probably will never get to it.
No, what I do know is True Lies, when I was growing up, it's a video store staple. Had a video game. And like you said, this is a really good movie, but for whatever reason, just like anytime Schwarzenegger's brought up, we're like this, and this, and then we're like, oh, fuck yeah, and True Lies. This is a banger of a movie. This is an epic, too, for sure. It's a long one.
It is. Yeah, I forget how many, is this the end of the movie? This is the end of the movie. Okay, now we're at the end of the movie.
Yeah, no, we have 3 false endings.
There's an atomic bomb that goes off, and we're like, hold up, we still have an entire jet sequence to get to.
Like another 45 minutes of movie.
Like, just hold up, because we're not done yet.
Yeah.
No other movie does an A-bomb other than, I guess, the day after. Yeah. Is there more movie post A-bomb strike? Usually that's your exclamation point. We're done.
Credits. Everyone is, Finn, if you will.
But Han is like, what if we went for a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Did I tell you I can fly a plane?
He can do anything. He does everything in this movie, by the way. But, you want to give them a brief plot synopsis. And, we'll just rock this bad boy out.
Yeah, True Lies it's a movie about where it is completely fine to just lie to your wife in order to conceal a completely secret identity for her own benefit. So, thus again proving that sometimes being a little bit two-faced in a marriage isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah, and who'd have thunk that Arnold would be the boring one You know, he's passing off that he's boring. Old Harry Tasker worked for a print company.
It's more unbelievable. I don't know which is the more unbelievable part to me is that he is his pretend life is that he's a computer rep salesman. Like, I would love to hear him try to do some, computer talk to me.
This has MS-DOS prompt. I don't.
You're using the wrong size hard drive. It's a little girly man hard drive. You need something with 3 terabytes.
3 terabytes definitely didn't exist.
Well, it does here. I've got the inside. I got the inside guy. He can give you a 3 terabyte hard drive.
Floppy disk.
It's amazing. If you like a coming all the time with hard drive stuff, yeah. Or, like, the only exercise equipment in their home is apparently an exercise bike that Jamie Lee Curtis uses. Yes. Like, there should be an entire... It should be like in The Big Hit where he just moves a book on a shelf and a whole wall moves, and there's, a gold gym just stashed away in the back that no one... Instead of, like, weapons galore, it's just workout equipment.
So, also, sidebar to that, so we also have... This is a weird era where... Tom Arnold is getting, he's becoming a star, but he's always kind of like the side guy, He's always kind of got like a sidekick.
He's permanent side guy energy, though.
Yeah, he's very funny. His
marriage to Roseanne, he was side guy.
Yep, but he's becoming like a staple as a sidekick, comic relief kind of guy. And also, while that's happening, we're getting Jamie Lee Curtis trying to,
it's like a resurgence.
Yeah, differentiate herself from the Scream Queen era, and
I feel like really she kind of did that. But I feel like once she dipped out of it, and then she's like, I'm just gonna, we didn't hear anything from her after like Trading Places. Mm-hmm. Like she's just like, I was gonna, low key it, and then like till this movie showed up, and then she's back.
Yeah, and it's like a reminder, like, hey, I'm still sexy. Because she, much like Schwarzenegger with his double life of his, I'm a computer guy, but under my button-up shirt, I'm like super jacked and I'm a mercenary. Jamie Lee Curtis has got like this super mom clothes going on, the fucking apron, the terrible hair, and then like wet the hair down, rip the dress off, and you're like, oh no, you're like still perfect Jamie Lee Curtis era. Like you're still...
fit.
Yeah, badass.
She's getting her money's worth out of that exercise bike. That's for sure. That's all it takes to look like that. I need to get it. Yeah. Maybe that is all he needs.
Shout out to Peloton. Hook us up so we can get that hard body look.
How do you stay in that shape? I just ride on the bike.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man.
I just put it on uphill all the way.
He just walks his donkeys now.
Whiskey
and Lulu. Yeah.
He just carries the bike up and down the stairs.
Can't carry a tree no more, like Commando.
Yeah. Like, what do you do when she goes to work? I just get out, put exercise bike. I just go up and down the stairs, and then I carry it over my head. I strap it to my chest. It's great.
And also, I don't know, is this introducing Eliza Dushku, or is this is very early Eliza Dushku?
If it's not her debut, it's pretty damn close because you forget until you go way back and you're like, oh shit, yeah, that is her. Mm-hmm. She's a few years away from becoming Faith on Buffy, and yeah, she's a lot younger here.
Yeah, and then also like after Buffy, she went back to feature films and did like Wrong Turn, and she did a bunch of
few of those, and then when she went back to TV for some show, I don't remember, and I don't know what in the world she's doing nowadays. Probably just living high off the True Lies money.
Yeah, I mean, you got that James Cameron money.
Yeah, you can just you can leave your car at the red light on that.
2 weeks ago, we talked about Aliens, right? Was that 2 weeks ago? Or no, Frailty was 2 weeks ago.
That was 4 weeks ago, I think.
Which is Cameron, and so now we're back to Cameron, and
they're like, we're getting the band back together.
You can feel the James Cameron oozing out of the celluloid in this movie. This is Paximum Overdrive, if you will. I mean, this is crazy, the amount of testosterone that's in this movie. All the fun set pieces. We have like the mansion at the beginning. We got like skiing security guards, snowmobiles, dogs.
Can you move your head back, please? I'm gonna walk right out of the front door.
Ballsy. yeah, here's my invitation. The boom.
Smashing 2 Dobermans heads together. Stay.
Yeah, this, like, right out the gate, they let you know.
Several things. They let you know Arnold is a bad motherfucker because he just breaks into this high security place through like a scuba gear equipment, and you also know exactly where Tom Arnold lays because where does he start? He starts just pissing outside of a van.
Yeah. Yep. Got to let you know right away.
Like, oh, he's that guy. Mm-hmm. Of course you were that guy.
I also feel like this came right after Last Action Hero, if I'm not mistaken. Like this is
the early 90s, like 94 time frame. So we're getting out of the heyday of Schwarzenegger movies. It's like they're still big and grandiose, but they're not in the cachet they were for like the things we think of: Predator, Running Man,
all the way up to like 1990.
Yeah,
like the late 80s Arnold stuff.
I really think Last Action Hero sunk like some of the momentum that he had for big movie things, which
is sad.
Again, it is, but maybe it's that movie was just his first, like, it'll find its home on home video.
Yeah. And
like every John Carpenter movie never is a big hit until it hits video years later. This is the first time that happened for Arnold, which normally he's box office gold from Jump Street. And that was his first grower, not shower.
And yeah, True Lies kind of put him back on the right track. But I'll say this, and it's no fault of Last Action Hero, because you and I, we both really, really appreciate the genius that is that movie, the Shane Black-isms and all of the stuff that is going on in that movie. But if you were to watch Last Action Hero and then True Lies back to back, like the amount of cliche action things that happen in the first 10 to 20 minutes of True Lies, I mean, it's like verbatim with Last Action Hero, just following the beats, other than the fact that he's not necessarily a cop. He's answering to Charlton Heston in this movie.
With an eye patch.
Which is,
Which, I'd love to know whose idea that is. That Heston's idea? Is that Cameron's idea? Like, I want to add a little bit of character to my guy.
Cameron's like, I don't like that. And he's like, I don't care.
I brought an eye patch. And it's not like a regular, like, pirate eye patch. It's like one that just fits over the eye hole.
Yeah, really.
I've never seen one like that ever. And you cannot take... I'm sorry. Outside of Snake Plissken, I am not taking anyone seriously wearing an eye patch. There's legitimate people in politics that have eye patches. I'm like, how did you get here? How did people not just laugh you off the stage and throw tomatoes at you?
Yeah, just get a glass eye.
You have one eye. Shame.
Yeah, ding.
Get out of here. You look ridiculous. Nobody outside of Snake looks cool with one eye.
Yeah, that's true. That thin eye patch thing, now that you bring it up, the one cop in Hatchet 3 that gets like split down the right off the bat. Yeah, he has a thin eye patch, and that actor's name is escaping me.
Ken Sagos.
Yeah, but he wears a thin eye patch, and that's always like a really weird thing. It's like it's thong underwear for your eye, essentially. Like, man, you're covering up
advertisement for you.
You're covering up the hole, but not much else is left to the imagination. I can see your fucking eyelids.
Like going into the shop. What are you looking for today, sir? I'd really like something to cover this missing eye up, but I'm not into that granny panty look over my face.
Yeah,
you got something hip. Yeah. I need some hip to now, the new. You got something a bit thinner.
Why would we be looking at your weird eye? Is there something wrong with that weird eye?
Or are they like the like eye patch like Emporium, and they're like, we need to do something new with eye patches. We haven't updated it in years, and some guy just rolls up to like the display, and he's got a pair of scissors, and he's like,
Jesus. Yeah.
Like,
I'm here all week.
What do you call it? The thong eye.
Yeah. God damn you, Charlton Heston. He probably invented it, to be honest with you. It's like,
you think he's the fashion icon of eye patches?
Fashion guru. Yes. Segueing from fashion, there isn't a fashion tie-in to this movie, but there is the weird art world, as the underbelly is like it's the front for all the terrorist stuff, right? Is the art world like, oh, come buy my statues?
It's like art world, but it's like ancient architecture.
Yeah, they hiding like missiles inside
Like
this shit.
statues and shit from Persia and things like that. And this movie's super unique because, yeah, we're following Arnold's double life where he's trying to be super boring, never their dad at home. He's secret agenting against terrorists. Mm-hmm. And then the movie, we're following this terrorist kind of plot where we have Cassandra from Wayne's World showing up.
Dreamweaver.
And he tango dances with her.
Yes.
Which is good because we just get Tom Arnold being like, we don't have time for this. We do not have time for this. And
But
that
if you got the chance to tango with Tia Carrere, you tango with Tia Carrere.
Yeah, this is after I Love You See just sneaks into this place and he just starts acting like he's Chef Ramsay. Like, look at all this. I wouldn't feed this to my dogs. Move it out of here. Quick.
Long time no see. It's like some random dude.
Colonel, so good to see you again. Who's that guy? Just slick as shit. But we're following this terrorist plot where he's trying to find this guy called the Sand Spider, which like why does he call him that? Sounds scary.
Sounds a little racist, maybe.
But we're following that story, and then it decides to just and left turn it because Jamie Lee Curtis has become involved with our hero of these 6 movies, Bill Paxton, rocking the most like porn directing associate mustache.
Oh God, it is. It's like it's disgusting.
The most 1994 like high school boys haircut.
Oh yeah. Like the cast of Home Improvement.
Yeah, he just rolls up and pretends to be literally what Arnold is in real life. Like he pretends to be a secret agent, and it's just trying to woo her into boning. Mm-hmm. And it completely derails the story into just Arnold being like pulling guys off of like sting operations and surveillance footage, choppers, just to follow his wife. And it ends in an entire like apprehension of Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's put into like one of those voice altering interrogation booths.
Doesn't matter what you do to Arnold's voice, he'd be like, "That's my husband."
What are you doing with the known terrorist?
Yeah, like it doesn't matter how much you pitch shifted. It's fucking Arnold.
Yeah, he just smash cut to her going, Harry?
Yeah,
that's Harry. There's definitely 2 of you because one of you sounds a little bit more robotic than the other one does. But yeah, we completely derail, and you entirely forget there's a terrorist plot where someone may roll up with an explosive to the White House.
Yeah.
Because we're way too involved with, is Bill Paxton going to end up getting it in with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, that movie, or that side plot definitely takes over for a good...
It feels like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it really, like, we hit the brakes, and then we're going to focus...
We hit the brakes and park.
Yeah. On the infidelity of, supposed infidelity of Jamie Lee Curtis.
We're in the wooing phase because she does not succumb to the charms of
the fucking trailer home.
I love that Tom Arnold, he's just literally poking the bear because they're following Bill Paxton after they find out what he's doing, and he's like, he's a goddamn used car salesman. You would be laughing your ass off if you were in my shoes. I'm sure this is terrible for you, Harry, but man, a used car salesman trying to plow your wife, that's gotta be embarrassing.
That's gotta hurt, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have like the strangest sequence where Arnold is pretending to buy a car from him.
Yeah. The fucking backhand?
Well, it's a twofer because, one, I've never understood this line, and to me it's a red flag when Bill Paxton gives up his method of how he's getting these women. And he's just like, you got to create, a fantasy world. They need a release, man. Put them feel like there's a sense of danger, adventure. And he's describing, without saying Jamie Lee Curtis, he's describing her to Arnold. And he's like, ass like a 10-year-old boy. I'm like, hold on.
What does that mean exactly?
I am 41 years old. I have no idea what that means or how that is appealing to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
outside of Fred Krueger, that should not be like an incentive for anybody.
Yeah, like, I'm not even going to get into, like, descriptive, like, what that means.
He should just, because right then he, like, in his mind, he punches him and just breaks his
Kills
fucking
him.
head. Like, it should be immediately after he says that.
Yeah. Sidebar to that, my son was watching this with me, and he's like, "Oh, he killed him!" Like he was like, "Oh man." And I'm like, yeah, no.
What a different movie it would be if that.
Hide the body.
Yeah, he's calling up Tom like, I did it again.
We gotta grind this fucking body up and get it out of here.
Yeah,
Put it in the trunk, run it through a
we gotta
grinder.
take it to the morgue.
Showdown in Little Tokyo style. Put the body in the trunk, grind it up. Yeah. But I want to go back to one of my favorite things in this movie is Arnold is in hot pursuit of our terrorist, and we're kind of getting this chase through the city. The terrorist hijacks like a Kawasaki dirt bike thing.
Yeah.
And Arnold hijacks a horse. Now, Arnold's on a horse chasing a terrorist on a dirt bike through the city and through a hotel.
Which is great because one of the hotels has like a band playing in the lobby. And I love we get like the the motorcycle guy just jets through and they're like, well, that's pretty goddamn weird. But the trumpet guy literally like blows too hard in his trumpet when he sees a horse run through. Like, that's the bridge too far for him.
And if that like description of that sequence doesn't make you want to see this movie, nothing will. But we get to where the horse rides the elevator. We get to the very roof of the building.
We get an elevator chase where dude in motorcycle is in an opposing elevator looking at Arnold in another elevator, both ascending to the roof.
With the most like intense like intense music going on. Like they're just staring at each other through the glass. And my son, when we're watching this, he's like, is he going to jump to the other building with the horse? He's going to do it. And I'm like, just wait.
Yeah, because we get to roof, dude on motorcycle, peels out because he has nowhere to go, flies off the roof, across the highway,
which is hilarious looking.
Looks like 300 feet, yards. It could be a football field away. Lands in an opposing building's pool. And survives. He just gets out of the pool and he has the most like sopping wet hair and just runs. So I feel the most Arnold thing he decides to do is run to the back of the roof that he's on. And yeah, he's like, the horse is going to run and jump
across a street.
Which I feel his best outcome is if he completely Super Mario Worlds this thing. And 3/4 of the way into the jump, he just leaps off of the horse.
Yeah.
And Yoshi's that shit.
Uses the momentum of jumping off.
He jumps off of the horse while the horse just plummets to the highway down below. And he makes it to the pool by jumping off of the horse midair.
It's the most ridiculous thing ever. And I'm so glad that he didn't jump. You know,
yeah. Spoiler: the horse knows better than Schwarzenegger does about physics.
Yeah,
which really should give way to his entire cover for being a computer guy. Is the horse is like, we're not going to make this shit.
I weigh 1,000
pounds. Throws the brakes on, right as the edge of the roof, and has to drag Arnold back up because the horse knew better than he did that this is not going to work.
Those are the longest horse reins in the history of ever, also, by the way. And
I like that they're both still on rooftops. They're a road apart, but clearly well, we can't catch him.
He got away.
Yeah, why is there not a race back to the basement floor to get over to where...
Yeah, because they know what he looks like. He's not going to...
Yeah. Follow the one Arab-looking guy coming out of this hotel.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, Tom Arnold, drive across the street and catch him when he comes out.
And if that's too much, okay, look for the one guy who's dripping wet coming out of the hotel in street clothes.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Yeah. Just follow the wet footprints throughout the whole building. You'll find him.
Yeah, no, he's in the bathroom with the, drying off.
Yeah, he's just wringing out his hair and, his jacket, and he's just taking shit off. That would be... interesting. He's just stripping clothes off while he's running, but so the time he gets to the hallway of the lobby, he's just butt naked, just running, trying to just throw people off the track.
So, and another thing that's, I mean, it's whatever, traditional action movie, right? Is he is the lead bad guy, but for whatever reason, you know, he's not having just his underlings do things. He's coming and doing these things. And this is pre 9/11. This is, you know, long before 9/11, but like
back when it was just fine to have just, you know, Middle Eastern guys be your bad guys.
Yeah, nondescript bad guy. But like, had it been more grounded in reality, he would have never come to American soil, and he would have just had other people doing, you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah,
he would have just been at his lair
kind of thing,
and Arnold would have had to have went to him.
Yeah, but that collateral damage,
yeah,
essentially.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to do this movie, but in a few years.
And John Leguizamo's going to be in it.
Oh, jeez, I forget that he's in that.
Yeah.
I've only seen that maybe once when it was a rental.
Sidebar, collateral damage. Now we're talking, you said the ass like a 10-year-old boy line, which is disturbing. There's a sequence at the beginning of Collateral Damage before his family dies, you know, because that's the whole plot of Collateral Damage. His family gets killed in that bombing. At the very beginning of the movie, Arnold's a fireman, and he's building like a rocket out of Legos or whatever with his son. And he's like, well, I got to go to work, so I have to take a shower. And his son's like 4 or 5, and they're like, he's like holding his son. Like, they're both in the shower. He's like holding his son. And I'm like, this is weird. Is this not weird? Like, I remember even like the first time I saw it being like, I don't like this. But that's, you know, that's a whole nother movie.
It's weird if it was real life. It's even weirder that it's a movie.
Yeah, like...
So this is not real life.
Arnold's sitting in on the casting like, this boy will do. I have one scene with him.
Yeah, throwing several small children over his shoulder. Being like, how's this look? Is this good? Yeah, does this show off my dad's side?
Yeah, my delts. I don't know.
Well, aside from children
we should
and boys' asses.
Bleep a lot of that, I think, maybe.
The battles that happen in this movie are phenomenal.
They are.
Starting with, I mean, we have some good gunfights coming down the side of the snowy mountain.
Ridiculous, but good, yes.
Yes, but I feel like my favorite one is always going to be the bathroom fights.
Yeah.
Because, man, this is A, a huge bathroom, and B, nothing is left standing when things are done. They, like, I don't even know if he kills one of the guys. He just bashes his head on the side of the urinal and sticks it into the urinal.
That'll do it.
And just tells him to cool off.
Action movie logic, that guy's dead. His jaw's caved in, looking like Joey from Jason Goes to Hell, you know?
Yeah, there's that. We have the gunfights later when they're on the when they've been captured. They're on the island where Jamie Lee Curtis takes everyone out by dropping an Uzi 9mm down a flight of stairs.
Brilliant.
We have the funnier scenes to me is when they've captured both of them and they give Arnold the truth serum.
Yeah. Sodium benthanol or whatever the fuck it is.
And he's all tripping like he's on mushrooms or something, and he's hearing everyone's voice sounds like the interrogation sequence earlier on. Like, have you killed anyone? Yeah, but they were all bad.
That was used in the marketing, I believe, too, in some of the trailers.
And I love he just gives up what he's got. Like I'm going to be escaping. Like, oh, how are you going to do that? I was thinking about killing that guy over there. And I was thinking about breaking a neck. You know my handcuffs? I picked them.
You know what that feels like to me? Which is another movie that's in our immediate wheelhouse, something that we both love and a lot of the world hates. Escape from L.A. with the Surgeon General.
Yeah.
Kind of has the same type of vibe.
If only Arnold had a neutralizer dart, he just
right to the forehead of Bruce Campbell.
I'm going to hack to you.
By the time this podcast drops, that hopefully is not relevant anymore.
She started her own podcast recently, I saw.
I hate the planet.
Just to show we're not the first ones to get in the podcasting world. The truth, anyone can get to it. A chick who made a joke about spitting has got her own show now.
She has her own Spirit Halloween costumes.
Is it just a cowboy hat?
It's like jumpsuits and stuff.
It's a jumpsuit?
I
saw the lazy jumpsuit of like just a silver jumpsuit, and it's like, I'm a Chipotle burrito. I'm like, they're not putting effort into things at all anymore.
No.
Sidebar, I've never been a fan. This is way beyond Halloween, but for next Halloween, I really dislike like goofy costumes. Like,
Yeah.
they should be something spooky, something scary. I'm a hot dog. I'm a hamburger. I'm a taco. I'm like, these are stupid.
These are royalty free for actors and movies. That's literally all it is like, we need costumes that aren't like...
Retail has a bunch of these now where you can just put on this like thing that's like just the middle of your chest and it's a hamburger. I'm like, I'm a hamburger.
It's lazy. So we're recording this prior to Halloween, but it will be posted long after Halloween. But let me say this: we have agreed in this household. Basically, it's been forcefully agreed upon because I have drawn the line in the sand. We're gonna have a sign this year that says "No costume, no candy," because last year there
It's
were
like no shirt, no shoes, no service.
a lot of kids just showing up, like a bunch of 17-year-old douche canoes showing up in like black hoodies, like, I want a full-size Three Musketeers. Like, well, then take your ass to the fucking store. This is for kids.
Like Stone Cold, like, you are who and you do what.
Yeah. You're a fucking kid in a hoodie. Fuck off.
Even after that, you got to at least sell it to me. Like, I'm Hacker Man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Fine. Here.
I have a switchblade. Like, if you have a knife or
I'm one of the Dead by Daylight killers.
Yeah, you got to sell me on it. But yeah, fuck that. No
Come up with a backstory. Be like Bill Paxton in this movie and make a backstory, to make up for your average Joe life. You're like, yeah, we're gonna fly to Paris. You're gonna pretend to be my wife. We're gonna avoid some bad guys out there. One of them will definitely never mess with me again. Something came over me. It's the training.
Yeah. Boy, he's such a bullshit artist. It's
so much that Tom Arnold is starting to like him.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold's
like this guy.
Yeah, he's like, Tom Arnold's ready to have a beer with this guy when they're all said and done. Arnold's ready to snap him in three pieces.
Maybe we should put him on the payroll.
Yeah, like, this guy could work for us.
Fucking ridiculous.
After everything's said and done, Tom's like, here's my card.
Yeah.
We could use someone like you in the field.
It's absolute madness. Fucking.
You got to be a very comfortable actor. Even though we don't ever see it, it's all sound design, but Bill Paxton pisses himself twice in this movie.
Yeah, buddy. That's a record, I think.
Yeah.
For as much screen time as he's got.
Willingly says, I got a little dick. It's pathetic. I gotta lie to women to get laid. He's left on the side of a highway in a tank top and looks like silk boxer shorts.
Yep.
Piss-soaked silk boxer shorts.
Gross.
And he's got to just walk home in the middle of the night on the highway that way.
His home doesn't have a front to it anymore either.
Yeah, but
like laser.
Because of course
off.
he lives in a trailer that has the whole side of it blown out from the SWAT team that invades him because Arnold is just pissed.
Yeah. Arnold, I love the shot of Arnold breaking the binoculars too.
Oh yeah, it's real subtle. Like, you don't see nothing; you just see one of the glass on one of the lenses crack and break. Right there with when they're following them in the chopper, and chopper guy's like, "Yep, she's got her head in the guy's lap, all right, Yahoo!"
Oh boy, yeah.
And Tom totally trying to smooth things over by saying maybe she's sleepy. Like, that should be what the sequel for this should be. Tom Arnold's had enough of being in the van, and now he's working with Bill Paxton's character exclusively.
Oh, and also we need to bring in Kevin Pollak from End of Days.
End of Days.
Like, the three of them, they're like the Three Stooges just getting into fucking hijinks.
Now I feel like we're totally making like the B-team television show.
I would watch it.
All three of those guys just completely taking jobs that the A-team doesn't want to do.
Also, if you had told me in 1993 that in 2024 Tom Arnold would be still alive and Bill Paxton would be dead, I would have called you a liar.
I'm like, did he kill him?
Yeah.
Like, it's the only was Tom Arnold high and kill him? It's yeah.
This is a height of like drug problem Tom Arnold, which if you go like.
Yeah, this is in the time frame where I remember telling you there was a made-for-TV movie that stars Tackleberry from Police Academy portraying Tom Arnold in like the Roseanne Barr unauthorized biography. Yeah, Tom Arnold's just a menace in real life at this time.
I could believe it. Tackleberry as Tom Arnold.
Yes. I guarantee I can probably still find the trailer somewhere on the YouTube. You can find the Roseanne Barr unauthorized biography, like Fox Network had it way back when.
That's so good.
But yeah, that's the thing with Bill Paxton is he's an actor that you watch, and whatever it is he's playing, at some point in 2024 and beyond, you're gonna go, damn it, we don't have him anymore,
Yeah.
and it's a shame.
It's a fucking super bummer.
It gives you an instant downer every time because you're not going to see him do anything else. And he's a guy you without knowing it, he's one of your favorite actors without you even ever, like, if you're like, name your top 5 actors. Generally, he's not one that's going to pop up. But you're going to have a hard time, like, tell me 3 movies he didn't do well. Shit.
Yeah,
I can't tell you one movie that, like, yeah, Bill Paxton was dog shit in this.
Yeah, no, he always kind of commands your attention. Like Mortuary. Did you ever see Mortuary?
It's on my list. And again, it's because he's in it. I have no qualms about just purchasing it, like I did with the movie coming in about 4 more weeks that we're going to talk about. No idea what it was. Just, he's in it. I'm in.
Gonna do it. Especially if it gets like a special edition or whatever. It's kind of got a little push behind it. We're gonna do that. But sadly, we don't get more Bill Paxton in this movie. We reach the end pass of his
but he does
story arc or whatever.
But we do get a good like bookend to him at the very end of the movie because we're going to get things. Our happy couple that's been lying to each other are going to become one again. They're going to become the ultimate marriage tag team of secret spies.
Oh yeah,
and they're going to go back to Europe. And where do you end this movie? Where, out of all, it feels like in Speed 2 when the guy that has the car gets his boat run over in Speed 2. Like, how does the same shit happen to the same guy twice? How does Bill Paxton's character leave the country, go to another location, and is starting his, gimmick again over there, and is caught by these two again, and then yet again, pisses himself in the middle of like a fancy dinner, and we get another tango sequence because apparently, I guess that probably. Did well for audiences. Like, we want more Bill Paxton pissing and more tangoing, please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta have a tango between Jamie Lee Curtis and the Schwarzenegger man.
I would like to think that they enjoyed so much of working with Bill Paxton. Like, can we just squeeze him in here at the end?
One more time.
Like, just one more little bit. Yeah. Just give me just a taste more, because even he's being such a shitty guy, I want to see more of it, which is you gotta really bring it if you are complimenting 10-year-old boys and trying to score with married women by lying your ass off to them, and we're like, give me some more of that.
Yeah, well, he's a very fun character to watch because he's so sleazy.
He doesn't die, so that's a positive, but. And I'm going to go outside the box here. I'm going to go into a perfect execution.
You're gonna die, clown!
Perfect.
Going backwards again, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go backwards. Someone that does die, and there's no better death in this movie. It is hands down. I don't know. I'm curious if you have something different than this.
Okay.
But our sand spider lead terrorist is in a fight on top of a jet at the end of this movie, and Arnold tilts the jet so he tumbles down off of the jet and lands perfectly wrapped around a missile, and we get it's everything Arnold in a perfect bubble.
Yeah,
because Arnold has this guy dead to rights, looks down at him, "You fired," launches the missile, sends this guy, and we get like a third-person perspective shot of him flying on a missile through a destroyed building, on the other side of the building, blowing up into his own team's chopper that's apparently out looking for him.
They found him.
It is the most epic kill
of a main baddie?
Yeah, maybe that he's ever done, because it's just... I would love to see an audience reaction live to that. I really, really would love to see that, because if it's not a stand-up and cheer moment, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's awesome. It looks really good, except for There's like one shot where he's like flailing his arms.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I mean it looks comped in.
It's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and it's completely it's made an apology for when we get the shot of him just going through the building, and him just screaming and flailing.
It's just Bruce Campbelling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, could we do that? Could we put Bruce on the end of... Well, I mean, we kind of did that for Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. Just
He
beating
wouldn't have
the shit
survived it, though. Yes. Sam would have been there throwing, like, office equipment at him.
hit him with a stapler.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hit me with the phone, dick.
Oh, it's fine, buddy. Just throw that at him.
Yeah, buddy.
He's a professional.
Yeah,
He's
buddy.
good. He's good. Throw that chair, too.
Well, my perfect execution is different. And it's
Well, I've got to hear this.
Well, it is something you and I quote a lot. And we haven't really talked about it. There's some really, really unique use of miniatures and things like that in this movie to make things seem really big, really expensive.
Grander.
Yeah. And we get a destruction of a bridge.
Oh, shit.
And so this bridge is out, and we've got this cool chase on the bridge. The bridge is out!
It's an out of control limo, and in the back, Tia Carrere and Jamie Lee Curtis are in a girl fight where they accidentally have shot the driver, who just, of course, he's going to step on the gas. So we have a runaway limo, and the Air
breakneck
Force,
speeds.
Yeah, and the Air Force has blown out parts of the bridge.
Which is awesome, by the way. That shot of the bridge blowing up is so good.
A lot of good shots there. That's
Yeah.
the kind of stuff James Cameron can do. Is we're gonna blow up this bridge, and then that incredible shot of her holding on to Arnold as the limo just disappears.
And I think that's
her.
just rear projection. I think, but so my perfect execution has to go to Juno, Tia Carrere, because she's a bad guy. And she gets in that knockdown, drag out cat fight in the limo, and it's kind of like one last wedding ring, sock to the dome, thwop.
Oh, and she does that, but then she hit her with like a champagne bottle.
Yeah, and
twice
wobbles the shit out of her, and then the husband saves the day, and then we get that awesome shot of her like looking up at the sunroof, like looking out front, then looking up at the sunroof, and like
looking straight in. She has that. Just missing like holding a sign of this mother.
Yeah. Eep.
Yep, she's gonna Wile E. Coyote it and it's
with that awesome like composited in explosion. It's just awesome.
I thought almost you were gonna go with the other like the insubordinate guys who are transporting one of the weapons in an ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah.
And they're also on that bridge, and they're on like the teetering edge, and they're like, "Ha! We made it. We're gonna be all right." And a crane just lands on the front of the hood. And that's all the weight it takes for them. I
love the scream. It goes forever.
Yeah, they follow the scream down, and they fall at like the slowest pace. It's
Yeah, gigundous explosion.
Like they landed on all the explosives underneath the bridge.
It's fucking good. Yeah, that's not a bad one either. But yeah, I had to give it to Tia Carrere because, she's not like second in command or anything, but she technically is like our second real face of a baddie.
Yeah, I would say she's the top underling.
Yeah.
I mean,
she gets slapped the fuck around too, like
twice by him.
Know your place, bitch.
He's like, good thing you're paying me a lot of money. He checked out all right.
Yeah, the old backhand, like.
Yeah, she takes some like those are two really good slaps.
Yeah, well, the 5-finger side of the face.
Like it's like major pain level slapping across the face. Yeah. Like, the fact that she doesn't make one whimpering sound on either of those hits is amazing.
She's a tough
Because I
broad.
make more of a noise than she does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I make the blank man. Slap me around and call me Susie. Well, Susie. But now that we've done the perfect execution, I suppose we'll double back and check out that Brown Panty Award.
Oh, baby. It's time to slip into something a little more comfortable. It's
I'll go first for the Brown Panty Award.
Please.
This episode, sir. Go ahead. You and I have also talked about this. Mine's a little more broad of a Brown Panty Award, because it does happen to be a trope in every single action movie. It's just a thing that you're bound to come across when you're dealing with a main baddie and his lair or whatever. So at the very beginning of the movie, we have this mansion, we have this art thing going on, which for whatever reason is heavily guarded. And one of my all-time favorite things that you and I, we always just, when we're injecting a little bit of reality into these situations, I want to know more about, there's a couple of guys, there's a lot of them, but I'm generalizing, the old, back and forth security guards. They're all, they're just holding guns, walking back and forth. And I just equate, I feel so bad for these guys. I want to know a little backstory, clocking in, they're coming home from a long weekend or whatever.
What's the gig this weekend? It's a high-class party. We got to patrol the outside in Siberia.
I just see, you and me in a locker room, lacing up our boots, putting our fucking gear on,
three jackets on, 2 pairs of gloves. Yeah, it's going to be a long shift of back and forth.
Getting the Uzi out of the fucking locker and, loading it, and then, us walking back and forth, like the bellhop guys in Key and Peele. Just every time we pass, man, what about Predator? You like Predator? Yeah, fucking Predator.
Or it's a shitty day and we're like, oh, surprise, I didn't see a goddamn thing because it's the middle of the night and 40 below zero out here.
And it's freezing and you got us walking back and forth in front of this building. And
only a psychotic, burnt-out cop would try to break into here.
Yeah, and so these guys are just fucking chilling, literally just chilling. And it's just their... it's their weekend gig or whatever. They're getting paid by the hour.
They're planning other jobs. Everybody's like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
I'm fucking over this.
I'm getting a job.
And then they all get shot in the face and fucking die. And Arnold's like, I'm just going to walk out the door. And he just fucking kills everybody. And they just...
May I see your invitation, please?
So I just want, I feel
bad.
That's
in the trailer. Here's my invitation.
I just feel bad for nameless security guards. The
hired goons that are just there as security detail.
Yeah, security guard A through Z. They're just walking around this fucking mansion.
The one guy who's super excited, he sees the broken ice. He's like, my alarm, my alarm, my alarm. Yeah. I got something. We got one.
Yeah, been doing this for 6 months. Never seen nothing.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Finally some action. I'm going.
Broken neck. Yeah.
Oh, shit, some action. I'm going.
Yep. And then you're all dead. Your job is either fucking boring as shit or detrimental to your health.
Now, are those the same guys? You think there's just patrolmen, and then there's the guys who are on the
jet skis?
Yeah, the snow skis,
or jet skis.
Or jet skis? That's the water. I'm like,
yeah.
Are the guys on the skis? Is that a separate team, or is that you've got to transport and switch your gear out and switch over to the shit to go down the mountains? Because I'm like, is that a separate team that just?
Or they're just waiting?
Yeah, they just in case a high stakes chase starts up, then they call us in.
Got 40 dudes sitting in a shed with skis on and hockey masks,
drinking whiskey. Just we gotta do it to keep warm out here.
Man, I hope somebody fucking starts some shit. I can't wait to ski down this mountain with my fucking 2 Uzis.
Guaranteed there's always one guy probably on the shitter that's like,
oh no!
Yeah, he's
I'm hurrying. Then he's the first one to get shot.
Pinch it up, Frank, let's go.
We got a fucking code red or whatever.
I don't even remember what a code red is. What's a code red? There's code red, green, and blue. I don't know what they are.
Nothing ever happens here. Yeah, feel so bad for those guys, man. So they had to get my Brown Panty Award because it's just nameless.
That's warranted. I will grant you that. For me, I went with the guy that I felt the worst for, because everyone that gets killed, they all deserve it.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's like, oh shit. It would have been Bill Paxton if he died, but he doesn't. He lives. He makes it through this movie. The other time Arnold made sure to push him through that chain link fence and broke him up into a million Paxton pieces.
Cube.
Yeah, cubed his ass. But in this one, I was like, who do I feel the worst for? And I was torn, because I was like, I felt a little bad for the one terrorist who's trying to videography, and the battery dies out, and he's just like, you just see him he should start pissing his pants. So see a stream just go down. Like, the battery.
Yeah.
Like, I expect him to just get another one.
Don't let that happen again. Yeah.
But no, I don't feel that bad for him. So who do I feel the worst for is this senior citizen who's at the mall and, nature called. He's got to take a shit. So you're, shitting in the mall, which is never going to be a fun experience. You want to hold that till you get home. You don't want to do that in a public stall. But so what could be worse than you got the shits at the mall? A gunfight breaks out to where everything in there is broken. All the doors are busted off. Everything, all the sinks, the toilets. A toilet gets ripped out of where it is, or the urinal does, and just water is shooting everywhere. The lights are out.
It's like 6 inches deep.
Yeah, there are bodies everywhere, and one guy's sorry about all of this. Like, he's just trying to shit on the toilet, and there's a massacre right outside. And luckily, he avoids all the stray bullets.
Yeah, nothing hits him.
But I was like, can you imagine? You're just like, could this day get any worse?
We're not going to need to take a shit for like a month because it would literally scare all of the shit out of him.
Yeah, so I was like, that's... he gets the brown panty because if he wasn't already on the toilet, he would be having brown pants.
Touche, sir. Not bad, not bad. Outside of the box, but it definitely applies for sure.
Yes, it's who I feel the worst for.
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes these people aren't casualties. So you got to do it differently.
Someone I just like, man, I wish things would have turned out better for him.
Yeah, he got to get his Christmas gifts and get out of there.
Yeah, could you imagine? He probably just got there. He's like, hold on, I got to take care of this stuff. I had the guacamole bean chili dip, and I've got to just get all this stuff out of me before I really get my shop on.
Margaret, you are not going to believe what happened to me at the fucking mall.
And she won't.
No.
She will not. He's going to get divorced.
Yeah.
Because he definitely probably forgot some anniversary, or he's, shopping for the missus.
He has PTSD. He's going to hang himself in his basement.
You can't go shopping after this is done. You are going home.
Yeah.
After a long interrogation process with the police over why there are several corpses in this destroyed bathroom and you're the only one left standing, you're not doing anything else the rest. Your day's done. Your night is done.
Might be your week.
You're
going through fucking mugshots.
Is this the giant Austrian that did it?
Yeah.
How about this one?
Yeah. Looking at page after page of Middle Eastern
You just picture
guys.
like they arrest people and the lineup is a bunch of Austrian sounding goos going, sorry about this. Number 3, step forward. Sorry about this.
You're looking
6.
for Candyman, bitch.
Yeah.
It's number 3.
Yeah, definitely number 3.
Yeah. Arrest that man.
Or when Arnold tried to like fake that shit, like in Stealing Harvard, he's like, all right, 3, step forward and say the line. Sorry about these.
Yeah. Stop using a voice.
This is he's trying to bobcat it.
Not illegal. Just makes me think of Dave Chappelle. Like, it's not illegal to talk like that, see? Man, see? I'm sorry about this, see? Man.
This Austrian thinks he's a 20s gangster.
Oh, it's so
We're arresting
good.
him on general principle.
Yeah, he's not right in the head. Lobotomy time. But I suppose on that note, we can move on to our next segment where we're going to take a look at Walter Paisley's horror movie survival book and get one tip on how to survive True Lies.
That you must abide on every page if you don't want to die. This ancient book will help keep you alive. So pay attention to the tips of how to survive.
Yeah, let's see if we
Crunch. Sometimes it
Crunch.
crunches, sometimes it doesn't.
it's an almond joy. All right, today we impart the knowledge that sometimes lying in a marriage can be a good thing.
It can and will save your life.
Where did I get this then, huh? Where did I get this?
Helen, she's just some crazy woman I met.
I know what the
She's a
crazy
hooker.
psychotic bitch. Just dropped the hoe off. I met her down at the bar. Like, if anything, they're just going to kill her and dump her in the alleyway.
Oh,
under
yeah.
that. They're not going to be like, well, you're free to go, ma'am.
Yeah, you know too much. You've
Yeah.
come too far.
Yeah, I don't know his logic of, like, yeah, that's going to work. Like, well, no one's going to miss this one then. They won't even investigate a prostitute death.
Yeah. If he had just kept his mouth shut and not clued her in, mainly if he would just backed off all of that infidelity stuff.
I'll back up even further. It is insane. Insane when I think that he thinks that he can put his wife in this position to where he is posing as someone that has ordered a prostitute to dance for him with this weird accent. She
No, but slowly.
has a voice recorder of someone else's voice, has her lay on a bed, and his thing is, I'm going to grab a rose, I'm going to come up, I'm going to surprise her, I'm going to rub the rose on her nose, and and she's going to open her eyes and be like, oh, Harry, it's you.
And then their love, blossoms.
She's going to just accept that it's him. And like he gets
all is well, yeah.
Yeah, he gets smashed in the face with a corded phone. And he deserves it, whether or not she recognized it was him or not.
Which, yeah, for anyone who's in our audience who is younger than we are, a corded phone like that is like a good 15, 20 pounds. It is a dense...
The very first time I saw it, he has in his hand, he has the rose. And I thought it was not a rose. Like, he's bleeding. like she just smashed his face all the fuck up with this telephone.
Just cracked it all in, yeah.
Yeah, he
takes it like a champ. I mean, it slows him down for a second, but...
He should be missing a tooth.
Yeah.
Or teeth.
Yeah, all teeth.
But just...
How many fucking teeth do I have?
Just the fucking nerve to think that she's going to be swooned at all by this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's romantic.
You are out your goddamn mind.
Are you outside of your mind right now?
Yeah. Yes, he is. To think that is going to work. Could you imagine either of our wives going with that? And I'd immediately being like, pump the fucking brakes. Who the hell are you? What the hell is going on? Are you involved in this?
It'd end up being my fault. My wife would be like, so you ordered a prostitute, huh?
It is your fault.
Like, I didn't order a prostitute. I ordered you because okay, so it is my fault. But
it is entirely your fault. There's no talking out of this. So, like, you are definitely digging your own grave and you deserve every bit of dirt thrown on you.
The only logical explanation, or the only logical step forward, is for him to kill Jamie Lee Curtis and then remarry.
Yeah, just marry Tia Carrere because she obviously wants it. Mm-hmm. She wants it.
But then he'd be a part of the seedy underbelly of weird Persian art.
Maybe it's like his version of Pretty Woman, like Ike Turner.
Yeah. Tina Turner, right up against, because she likes getting slapped apparently.
Allegedly. I don't know nothing about that.
You slapped the shit out of Tia Carrere. But yeah, I suppose we can move on to the next segment. Just to clarify, you do have a tie-in, yes?
I do have a tie-in.
All right, well then we'll move on to the tie-in.
It's time for the tie-in. So many movies, so little time. You better pick yours before I pick mine. So watch a double feature. All monsters and creatures. It's a double feature. Oh, da, da, da.
All right, my tie-in is the other Arnold movie of the early 90s that is one that I feel is slept on. Maybe we were dealing with, I swear it's just Arnold fatigue and not his like blockbuster time frame, but one that, like True Lies, I'm beginning to put into the rotation more and more, and over the years I've grown to appreciate way more than when I first saw it. But Eraser.
Not bad. Not bad. We talked about that a couple weeks back.
We did, and I absolutely also thoroughly enjoy, much like when he's on the roof with a horse, like it is an Arnold, it is very much an Arnold thing to do, to think he can jump with this horse off a roof. And I know another podcast talks about it, and I fucking die laughing when they're like, what do you do when there's a gunfight going on in a plane? Open the door, change the entire dynamic of the whole gunfight.
Yeah.
They're like, it's such Arnold logic to do things. And Eraser is a movie that came out, I think it was in 1996, and we were just done, I guess, with Arnold movies. And
let me preface this: other people were done. I was still renting Arnold.
And again, I enjoyed it. I think we even saw it at the theater.
Woo,
but it
that's
wasn't.
Nice.
It wasn't a movie where you're like, yeah. But watching it, again years later, like, and that's totally Terminator: Secret Slasher. There's elements that Eraser is too. He is stabbing people through doors.
Oh yeah.
Sticking a guy's head in a refrigerator, slamming the door on it, and then turning the body.
Which that also, he does that fridge gag in Last Action Hero, but he doesn't turn the body. But this might be a weird thing for me when it comes to Eraser, or just action in general. And it must go back to like Dirty Harry. But there's something about those like over-the-shoulder gun holsters. Mm-hmm. When like a guy is wearing one of those, I just think that's so fucking cool looking. And Arnold like rocks that basically this whole movie. Those over the shoulder, like, got the guns on the side.
Something he does that is generally cool, that rewatching it, I'm like, he does not look cool in it, is like the long overcoat.
Oh yeah,
he looks goofy.
It's like a little kid, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like he's wearing a black t-shirt, black pants, black boots, and he has like a tan khaki long overcoat. And
it's like the same one he wore at the beginning of Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, I was like, these are out, man. Nobody wears these anymore.
This is where he hides his shotgun.
In your lifetime, can you remember ever seeing anyone legitimately wearing one of these coats?
Yeah, in like 1992, 93. I know my mom had like a big long coat.
Arnold's wearing my mom's jacket.
Yeah. There was a brief time when that was a thing. Like, I think more so a lady thing than a man thing. I never really was introduced to like men in trench coats until like Giallo horror or Columbine, to be honest with you.
So just for added clarification, then the last time you saw it where it was in was 30 years ago.
Yeah, and also like 1930s to 50s movies, like
yeah, you had a Tommy gun in there.
Humphrey Bogart,
Arnold's wearing this for no reason at all.
Yeah, because he's not Humphrey Bogart, I'll tell you that.
No, it makes him look short. He looks really short in that overcoat.
Yeah, and he's 6'3", so.
And like that's goofy. So yeah, my tie-in is like another forgotten Arnold movie of the early 90s, Eraser.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Nope. And it doesn't matter which order you go in. You can start with True Lies or start with Eraser. Either way, you're having a really good goddamn night.
Yeah. Eraser's closer to a standard film length.
Yeah. True Lies, it feels a little bit longer.
Might start your day with True Lies because you don't want to be trying to stay up late finishing True Lies.
I don't think I would have a problem. These are both super action-y movies with excessively goofy cliches and one-liners.
Tom Arnold, Oliver Platt. Tom Arnold, Oliver Platt. Oliver Platt.
Yeah, although I can't lie, I was like, Tom Arnold kills it in this.
He does.
I love that. I love when he's like, freeze, and our sand spider turns around to shoot a machine gun, and he like fat ass, like his whole gut's hanging out, but he's like hiding behind this thin telephone pole, and it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. It's like if I was hiding behind this.
Yeah.
This mic stand, and it worked.
I genuinely, every time you say sand spider, I'm like, oh, are we allowed to say that? I don't know why. I'm like, that's such a weird name for this guy. I'm like, feels a little on the nose.
Well, if you change any of the second word after sand, then yes, it's very much.
I'm not changing nothing.
I'm gonna go with what he calls himself because it quote unquote sounds scary.
Yeah.
Which, in 1994, I was like, yeah, that does sound kind of scary.
There are those sand spiders in Eight-Legged Freaks. Trapdoor spiders.
Yeah, trapdoor spiders.
Woo! That's a fun movie. I need to rewatch that. But
Spider-Man.
anyway, it's time for my tie-in, and my tie-in is a little on the nose, I think. I didn't go the Schwarzenegger route, but I went the way that this movie makes me feel. It feels like, which again, like I said at the beginning of this, it's a remake of some movie that I have never seen, so I can't pretend to know anything about it. But this movie to me feels like the pitch meeting when a little something like, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger was James Bond?
Yeah.
And
that's it, probably.
That's probably, and it had some funny stuff. And we get Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, here's your $1 billion to make your movie. And I'm not necessarily a big James Bond fan.
Nah.
But there is one James Bond movie that I feel, even if you're not a James Bond fan, you've seen, you probably like, and it did kind of change the landscape in the late 90s because it has one of the most successful video games of all time. So my tie-in is GoldenEye because it feels the same. This is Pierce Brosnan's first James Bond. It's got a little bit more of a slick edge to it. It doesn't feel like, your grandpa's James Bond. It feels like your James Bond. That 90s Pierce Brosnan is rad. The action stepped up a little bit more. There's like super Famke Jensen, so like super attractive ladies. Really, really good action set pieces, which feels like it has a giant budget on par with a True Lies. And so they kind of feel like they walk together, and you don't necessarily need to be a James Bond fan to like GoldenEye, because I like GoldenEye and I don't give really a fuck about James Bond. So just felt appropriate for me. Kind of, early 90s, late 90s.
Spy movies.
Spy action, yeah.
Or you go with Spy Hard, where
so good.
That's the only... That and Scary Movie is the only time I've seen the parodies where I confuse the two at times. Like, I could have sworn in Spy Hard, they have the elevator sequence with the horse, and the horse pisses. And every time I'm watching True Lies, I'm like, the horse is going to piss in the elevator. He just whips the tail across the lady's face.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like, any second now I'm going to hear the pissing sound. The third piss sound in the movie, which should make it an automatic 5 stars. You get 3 pisses in one movie, but we only get the 2 from the same character.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 5 stars, I suppose it's time to move on to that next segment, which is what, Evil?
The most unbelievable thing I could imagine, a 1-star Amazon review for True Lies.
I don't believe that there are any. I know you only you select one specific review for this, but have you ever met anyone? I mean, we forget it exists. That's a thing. You kind of forget, and then you got to get reminded. But have you ever met or talked to someone who is like, it's really not that good? I've never met a person who's like,
no,
that movie's kind of whack, man. Like, not a one. So
no, either they've never seen it or they've seen it and they thoroughly love it.
Mm-hmm.
But not for Marie Gutierrez. Gutierrez.
The Sand Spider.
She's got a last name. Gutierrez Marie. August 26, 2022 says,
Whoa.
1 star, dissatisfied.
How?
Bought for camping. Halfway through did not work. Tried on 2 VCRs.
Wow.
Again,
2022.
August 26th, 2022. Bought it for camping. Did not work. Tried it on 2 different VCRs.
Maybe they're just old. Like, my dad still calls like Blu-ray players DV players.
Or she's sticking Blu-rays into VCRs, and I don't know how she's getting half of it, the movie, to work still.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw.
Like, I stuck it in. Half of it worked, half of it didn't. Or maybe half of it worked it turned on.
Just shine a flashlight on it and try and project it through
it's a flashlight, and I'm just spinning the disc on my fingers.
Yeah. Like
I do it fast enough. And
what were those things? The
Viewmasters.
Yeah, I'm watching True Lies on the Viewmaster. You click real fucking fast.
I need a third hand while I've got a flashlight and I'm holding the disc. I'm spinning it with these 4 fingers. I need someone else with a little record so they can get the audio like it's like an actual record. Like there it is. Low tech Blu-ray playing technology.
I'm flabbergasted by the camping with a VCR.
Not just 1, 2 VCRs.
Yeah.
They will load up for camping. They're like, should we just bring the 1? You're like, you know what? Utah, give me 2.
What if we rent something and we want to dub it?
Yeah.
In 2022.
I'm dubbing tapes 2 years ago.
While camping in A, a tent, or B, a mobile camper.
Yeah.
I think it's funnier if they're in a tent. Got the 2 VCRs stacked up on it.
I would like a tent, and they're at one of the camping sites that's got the outlets there. They got the fire going. They're roasting, weenies over the fire, and then a double stack of VCRs and a disc of True Lies.
Just all the mosquitoes and everything flying around the.
And again, not that it's a bad movie in any shape or form, but that's an odd movie to think to grab for a camping trip.
Yeah,
We're going camping. What do you want to grab? I got True Lies.
Deal. Yeah, you and I both talk about like going camping and there being like specific like tapes that you would grab or whatever back in the day.
But
True Lies doesn't seem very camp.
No, because we keep forgetting about True Lies. Neither of us remember to grab it. We would be already at the campsite going, what would be fun? True Lies, but I forgot we have it.
Yeah, probably would have grabbed Predator.
Yeah, I grabbed Predator and I grabbed The Running Man. I completely forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe The Hills Have Eyes. We're out here camping. But yeah, that's just bizarre to me. That's bizarre.
Yeah. Marie's got some explaining to do.
Yeah, you do. But on that note, I suppose we can move on to our last segment, which is what, Evil?
It's time to play the game.
It's time to play the game!
It's all about the game, and how you play it. Ballsy, stupid, but ballsy.
Thank you, Tom Arnold, a.k.a. Lemmy. Yeah, that's right. It's time to play the game, and if you're new here, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? The game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you got to pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. True Lies is not necessarily a movie I think of when I think of like a well-known, because we've already prefaced it a billion times. We keep forgetting it exists.
If I had to name something, I would say the promotional picture of a grenade with a wedding ring in it.
Yeah,
that's the best I can do.
Which isn't even
maybe this pack of cigarettes with the camera in it.
I see. Well,
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. Because there's not a lot that is like officially associated with this movie that you can think of.
Yeah, I just think of the grenade.
Yeah. So I'll go, I suppose. And my prop that I'm picking this week is the sunglasses, the camera. The sunglasses camera with the cigarette. So, because that's the only spy thing, really, other than like we hear phone taps, tap the phone. We hear... we see choppers.
They got the Total Recall like screen so they can see their skeletons. Good morning, Janice.
Yes. Yep. So that's literally like the only thing that I could think of.
Those look like. Did you ever get like? They used to do it for cereal boxes. You could put in like proof of purchase of like 5 of them and get spy equipment. And one thing was you could look and see like footprints on the ground or something.
Whoa.
But the one that I got and I thought was the coolest shit was sunglasses, but the edges were mirrors.
So you could see behind you?
So you could look behind you.
Oh, that's badass.
Which is the same thing that's going on here is there are cameras on both sides, so he's looking behind him while he's carrying the pack of cigarettes. It's got the camera in it. But I was just thinking, this is like the spy equipment I used to have when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, little bit.
Yeah, and they use it and they test out so they can see Eliza Dushku stealing money.
Well, Tom Arnold is suspecting her of already stealing money, and I feel like he has this made just so he can prove his point.
Yeah.
He knows it's happening. He probably slipped an extra 50 or something, just barely sticking out of his jacket pocket. And then like, try these out, Arnold. Oh God, I hope she steals it today. She steals it today. And he's like, it's like she's ripping you off.
Dana.
And he's like, I knew it. I knew it.
Fucking teenagers.
Yeah. And boy, but again, this is why it's proof he would work so well with Bill Paxton, because man, Tom Arnold the rest of that morning is just stirring the pot. You're like, she's probably paying to get an abortion, or she has a drug problem. What do you think it is, Harry?
Yeah, he's not a good friend. He's like the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, he's Tom Arnold.
Yeah. And also in this movie, that's what I was talking about earlier, when this being like height of drug problem, Tom Arnold. I never really noticed it until we started rewatching Roseanne, that he has like his coke twitch. You ever really notice his coke twitch?
No.
Well, now you'll never be able to unsee it.
Probably.
So when he's not talking, when he's waiting for his line of dialogue, like say you were talking and I was waiting, he goes like, he moves his bottom jaw and he'll open his lip and he just kind of lets his teeth. He does it constantly. Fucking constantly, because he's like gacking. And in True Lies, it's almost like stop doing it. Like every time they put the camera on him, and it really, I'm like, man, get clean, dude, get clean, bro. Like that's why I'm surprised he's still alive, because wow, he must have been on a lot of shit, dude. He's got that meth twitch.
Well, now he's like, relatively, at least from my assessment, that he's like cleaner now, and
well, good,
doing a better like helping other people's kind of existence. I don't know. I've only seen bits and pieces of him on like some of those dark side of comedy specials where he's got glasses on, so he seems more put together now. Like he cares at least about his eyesight to correct it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that he straightened his shit up. It's kind of like Steve-O, you know? You were destined for a coffin.
100%.
And
that's the joke at the end of that first Jackass. They're like, let's let Steve-O live. We'll kill everyone else because he's clearly going to be the first one to die.
Yeah, and now him and Johnny Knoxville are like taking the most care of themselves.
Yeah.
Which is madness to me. But yeah, I'm glad Tom Arnold is still alive. But now you'll never be able to unsee, especially go back and watch any episode of Roseanne he's in. You'll be like, wow, bro.
I'd still rather have Bill Paxton.
Yeah, me too.
Wrong actor died.
I'd sacrifice everybody in this movie except Arnold Schwarzenegger just to keep Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about any of you.
I feel bad about Jamie Lee. Maybe a little bit about Tia Carrere.
Jamie Lee has had a nice long career.
She's had a nice existence. It's time to go.
I'm saying if she were to pass away this year,
worth it.
I would expect it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, she's like 80.
Oh, that's what old people do. They die.
Yeah. I mean, let's go. Get out of here. But but if I had to sacrifice her to get another
bring back William,
couple years of Bill Paxton, for sure. You got anything else you want to add before we?
Oh, that's a perfect downer note to end this on.
Wait, you didn't do your prop?
Oh, yeah, I forgot we were still in
prop.
the midst of the prop game.
Yeah.
Oh, mine was a no-brainer. Before I even started the movie, I knew exactly what I wanted to take, and I want the snowy village.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Gee,
something.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, which is something to this day I will say anytime I see a snow globe, as a whole up, go, look at these, a snowy village. Yeah.
Also, I know you're a teenager and you're filled with angst and whatever, and you're got a boyfriend who has a motorcycle and you're just a fucking raging cunt of a teenager. But like, your dad tried, you know what I mean? And she's
Tom Arnold tried.
Well, yeah, but you know, I mean,
Arnold's busy killing terrorizers.
But to the daughter,
yeah,
Arnold tried. And she just chucks this shit in the trash, like, fuck ever. It's very...
But in all fairness, none of the three people give a shit about this snow globe. She doesn't give a shit. Arnold didn't know about the snow globe until the night before.
Yeah.
And Tom Arnold, I'm sure, didn't give a fuck. He's like, this'll just help. He's just helping cover Harry's tracks.
They probably just have like bags of random gifts in the van.
They confiscated this crate of snow globes. They're like, well, this'll come in handy for all our undercovers.
They probably send that the computer geek with the curly hair, like, you go shopping and grab just grab all of our wives or our girlfriends.
You think like they all get
Presents.
together for group like dinners or something, and the wives are putting together like, yeah, he got our daughter a snow globe, and then they look there. It's like some Usual Suspect shit. Like they see the same snow globe on Tom Arnold's like shelf, and then they're at the
They
other
drop
guys.
the coffee cup. Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, they're like, we saw a Snowy Village snow globe over at so and so's house. Looked just like that too. And then it's just like they're just running to other people like, you have a Snowy Village snow globe too, don't you? There's one here, yeah. And just a smash cut of yeah.
Yeah,
True
J.J.
lies.
Abrams. Well, it wouldn't be unheard of.
That should be a recut of the trailer. Just everyone's realizing they've got the same Snowy Village snow globe.
I mean, they work together, so they go on these work trips together. So it wouldn't be.
They're all going
shopping together,
They're all
like-
going to like some swingers party.
Yeah, let's get something for the kid before we go home or whatever. Get something for the wife, and they all kind of get the same gift, which is weird, I guess. It is weird. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
it's
wrong.
weird.
Scratch that. Because you and I wouldn't probably buy like matching gifts for each of our You and me will buy the same thing to give both of our old ladies or both of our kids or whatever. That's kind of weird. I mean, they're close because our kids are super
The best we could
same age.
The best we could do is if it's some type of camera for both the wives. But
Yeah.
even then, mine doesn't really want a new camera. She's
Has
fine,
one. Yeah, same with.
and she's fine using what she has. So
We'll take some new cameras though.
I'll take a Snowy Village.
Yeah, hook it up. Send the Snowy
Give me a
Village.
Switzerland Snowy Village snow globe. I'll put it right over here by the VHS tapes and
Yes.
the foodang.
We need to stock up on some foodang.
I
But-
need to stock up on Snowy Village snow globes.
But on that note, I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there. And somebody's got to watch them. So why not us? Right?
Women can't live with them, can't kill them.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Cut Podcast. There's a new episode every 2 weeks. Fun. You can find it on Spotify and all major podcast apps. Don't forget to let us know your topic. Every 2 weeks, there's a new episode. So rate us and subscribe to the Deep Cut Podcast. There's a new episode every 2 weeks. Fun, yeah. You can find it on Spotify and all major podcast apps. Don't forget to let us know your topic. Every 2 weeks, there's a new episode. So rate us and subscribe to the Deep Cut Pod, to the Deep Cut Pod. You can find it on Spotify and all major podcast apps. Don't forget to let us know your topic. Every 2 weeks, there's a new episode. So rate us and subscribe to the Deep Cut Pie. To the Deep Cut Podcast. To the Deep Cut Pod, to the Deep Cut Pod. To the Deep Cut there's a new episode. So rate us and subscribe to the Deep Cut Pike.